There's one single inspection that reveals more about a used car's true condition and history than everything else combined. Yet most buyers skip it and end up with expensive problems they could have avoided. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and automotive consumer protection agencies, over 400,000 vehicles with hidden flood damage, salvage titles, or odometer fraud are sold annually to unsuspecting buyers who didn't check the vehicle history report. A vehicle history report using the VIN costs $30 to $40 and takes 5 minutes to run, but it can prevent you from buying a car with hidden accident damage, title problems, or maintenance issues that will cost thousands to repair. Carfax estimates that 1 in 6 used cars has a hidden problem that would show up on a history report, and NHTSA data shows over 450,000 vehicles with rolled back odometers are sold each year, representing over $1 billion in consumer fraud. Checking the vehicle history report before you even visit the seller should be your first step in the used car buying process. Yet nearly 40% of buyers skip this critical check and discover problems only after purchase. Keep watching, because I'm going to explain exactly what a VIN check reveals, which services to use, what red flags to look for, and why the single $30 report can save you from a $10,000 mistake. Hey, if you like this kind of straight-to-the-point content with no BS, help me out here. Subscribe to the channel right now. It takes 2 seconds and guarantees you won't miss any tips that could save you some serious cash. Let me start by explaining what a vehicle identification number is and what a vehicle history report actually shows. Every vehicle manufactured since 1981 has a unique 17-character VIN that serves as its permanent fingerprint. The VIN is stamped on the dashboard, visible through the windshield, on the driver's door jamb, and in multiple locations throughout the vehicle. This number tracks the vehicle through its entire life, including manufacturing details, registration history, accident reports, title transfers, service records, and more. A vehicle history report compiles data from thousands of sources, including state DMVs, insurance companies, auto auctions, service centers, and collision repair shops. The 2 major providers are Carfax and AutoCheck, both of which access similar but not identical databases. Here's what these reports reveal. First, title history, including whether the vehicle has a clean title, salvage title, rebuilt title, flood damage designation, or other title brands. A clean title means the vehicle has never been declared a total loss by an insurance company. A salvage title means the vehicle was damaged severely enough that the insurance company determined repair costs exceeded the vehicle's value. These vehicles were totaled out, sold at auction, and in some cases repaired and put back on the road with a rebuilt title. Salvage and rebuilt title vehicles are worth 30 to 50% less than clean title vehicles and often have hidden damage or ongoing problems. Flood damage is particularly insidious because water damage causes electrical and mechanical problems that appear months or years later. Second, the report shows accident history, including dates, severity, and sometimes repair costs. Not all accidents appear on reports because only accidents reported to insurance companies or police are recorded, but major accidents almost always show up. The report indicates whether airbags deployed, which suggests a serious collision. Multiple accidents or severe damage are red flags. Third, odometer readings are recorded at registration renewals, inspections, and service visits. The report shows these readings chronologically. If the odometer reading goes backwards or shows inconsistent patterns, the odometer has been rolled back, which is federal fraud. NHTSA estimates over 450,000 vehicles per year are sold with rolled back odometers. Fourth, the report shows ownership history, including how many owners the vehicle has had and in which states it was registered. Multiple owners in a short time can indicate problems. Fifth, many reports include service and maintenance records if the owner used shops that report to the databases. This shows whether the vehicle received regular oil changes and maintenance. Sixth, the report shows any open recalls that haven't been completed. Seventh, some reports include whether the vehicle was used as a rental, lease, fleet vehicle, or taxi, all of which typically experience harder use. Now let me explain the specific red flags that should make you walk away from a vehicle. Red flag number 1 is any salvage, rebuilt, flood, fire, or hail damage title brand. These titles mean the vehicle was totaled by an insurance company. Even if it's been repaired, structural damage, ongoing problems, and significantly lower resale value make these vehicles bad purchases for most buyers. Salvage title vehicles are worth 30 to 50% less than clean title equivalents. Insurance companies often refuse to provide full coverage on rebuilt title vehicles. Financing is difficult to obtain. If a seller doesn't disclose a salvage title, that's fraud. Red flag number 2 is flood damage. Hurricane Harvey, Katrina, Ian, and other major storms have put hundreds of thousands of flood-damaged vehicles into the used car market. Flood damage causes corrosion in electrical systems, mold in interiors, and mechanical problems that appear gradually over time. A flooded vehicle might seem fine initially, but will have endless electrical gremlins, rust, and failures. Modern vehicles with extensive electronics are particularly vulnerable. Flood damage often isn't disclosed by sellers who buy these vehicles cheaply at auction, clean them up, and resell them in other states. Red flag number 3 is inconsistent odometer readings or gaps in the odometer history. If a vehicle shows 70,000 miles at one service visit, then 60,000 miles at a later date, the odometer was rolled back. Gaps in the timeline, like no recorded mileage for several years, can indicate the odometer was disconnected or the vehicle sat unused, which raises questions. Odometer fraud costs consumers over $1 billion annually, according to NHTSA. Red flag number 4 is multiple severe accidents with structural damage or airbag deployment. One minor accident isn't necessarily disqualifying, but multiple accidents or severe damage indicates the vehicle has been through trauma. Frame damage affects alignment, tire wear, and handling. Poor repairs can cause ongoing problems. Vehicles with accident history are worth 10 to 20% less depending on severity. Red flag number 5 is vehicles that have been registered in multiple states in a short time period, especially if they move from flood-prone areas. Scammers buy flood or salvage vehicles in one state, perform minimal repairs, and sell them in other states where buyers don't know the history. A vehicle that moved from Louisiana to Nebraska to Arizona in 18 months is suspicious. A red flag number 6 is no service history or maintenance records. While not all service appears on reports, a complete absence of records suggests the owner didn't maintain the vehicle. Red flag number 7 is branding as a rental, taxi, or fleet vehicle. These experience harder use and higher mileage in shorter time periods. Not absolute disqualifiers, but reduce vehicle value. Now, let me explain how to actually use vehicle history reports effectively. Step 1, get the VIN before you visit the seller. Ask the seller to provide the VIN via text or email. Legitimate sellers have no reason to refuse. If they won't provide it, that's a red flag. Step 2, run the report before wasting time visiting the vehicle. Carfax and AutoCheck both charge about $30 to $40 for a single report or offer packages of multiple reports. Some sellers provide reports, but you should run your own because sellers can cherry pick which service to use or manipulate reports. Step 3, read the entire report carefully. Don't just glance at the summary, look at every entry chronologically. Note any gaps, inconsistencies, or concerning entries. Step 4, verify the VIN on the report matches the VIN on the vehicle. Check the dashboard VIN, door jamb VIN, and title VIN. They must all match. VIN cloning is a scam where criminals put a clean vehicle's VIN on a salvage vehicle. Step 5, even with a clean report, still get a pre-purchase inspection by an independent mechanic. Reports don't catch everything. Mechanical problems, worn components, and poor repairs won't necessarily appear. A mechanic inspection costs $100 to $150 and is essential. Step 6, be aware of report limitations. Not all accidents get reported. If an owner pays out of pocket for repairs without involving insurance, it won't appear. Minor fender benders fixed by small shops might not be recorded. Service at independent mechanics might not appear unless they report to the databases. Some states don't report all data. Reports show what's been recorded, not necessarily everything that happened. Step 7, use both Carfax and AutoCheck if buying an expensive vehicle. They access slightly different databases, and sometimes one shows information the other doesn't. For a major purchase, spending $60 on both reports is worthwhile. Let me give you specific examples of how history reports save money. Example 1. A buyer finds a 2015 Honda Accord listed at $14,000. The Carfax report shows it has a rebuilt title from flood damage 3 years ago. Clean title equivalents sell for $18,000 to $20,000. The buyer realizes this vehicle is overpriced, even accounting for the title, and walks away. The flood damage would have caused electrical problems costing thousands. Example 2. A buyer considers a 2018 Ford F-150 with 60,000 miles listed at $30,000. The AutoCheck report shows the odometer was at 120,000 miles 2 years ago at a Texas inspection station. The odometer was rolled back. The buyer reports this to authorities and avoids a vehicle worth $10,000 less than advertised. Example 3. A buyer looks at a 2020 Toyota Camry with 30,000 miles. The Carfax shows it was a rental car that accumulated mileage quickly. Knowing this, the buyer negotiates a lower price reflecting the harder use. So here's the bottom line. Never buy a used vehicle without running a vehicle history report first. The $30 to $40 cost can prevent $10,000 mistakes. Check for salvage titles, flood damage, odometer fraud, severe accidents, and ownership red flags. Get the VIN before visiting, run the report yourself, and still get a mechanic inspection even if the report is clean. This one simple check is the single most important step in buying a used car, and skipping it is gambling with thousands of dollars.